Hey everybody, welcome back to Blerd Lines Entertainment. I'm your host, Daryl Stokes. I just want to jump in real quick to let you all know that today's show is being brought to you via audio only due to some technical difficulties that we have with our camera. So sorry to those who love to look at our beautiful mugs, but unfortunately, you'll have to wait until next episode later on this week. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and throw it on right back to myself and Jason.
We ride together. We die together. Bad boys for life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Blerd Lines Entertainment. This is the Blerd Lines podcast. I am your host, Daryl Stokes, with my co-host,
Jason Strange.
Yep, and we are here once again with episode 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, we're in officially in month 2 of Blerd Lines Entertainment, man. So far, I'm feeling real confident about this, man.
I feel good too.
Feeling real good.
I feel good.
Views are starting to climb up a little bit. We still need to get a little bit more engagement. I'm starting to see a lot of people that are watching aren't subscribed. So, we need to get a little bit more. Our views are starting to go up, but our subscribers are staying consistent. So we want to go ahead and start pushing those a little bit more so that way we can go ahead and start doing a little bit more for you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes,
possibly
sir.
even getting some, some type of giveaways or something like that once we start blowing up a little bit.
Maybe I might give away my PS5.
Oh, God. Hey, y'all might want to hit that button. But, man, I'm glad to be back once again, as always. Glad to be here with you once again, being able to have these conversations and allow these people, to be a part of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So how have you been since the last time we spoke?
I've been cool. Work is work. Life is life.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Something new.
Something new.
Something new. New day, same turns. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been cool. How about yourself?
Man, not bad, man. Just trying to get through day by day. It's another day, another dollar. Rent's paid, cars paid.
And that's it right there. After that first, and
Yeah, which is why we need to get some of them subscribers up, so we can start keeping these lights on a little bit. But we got a few things we want to talk about today. What are we talking about today? We got some Bruce Willis news. We got Morbius review. We got a Moon Knight review. We got some tickets about to go on sale, and unfortunately, we still talking about this Will Smith shit.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to be talking about...
I thought it was going to be like a one weekend type of thing.
That's what I thought, but no,
it's
because every day something's coming out, man.
There's been barbershop talk. I went to a barbershop and that was a discussion as soon as I walked in.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, when it's big, when it becomes barbershop talk.
Dude, my grandmother, who literally just got her first smartphone, first smartphone a couple weeks ago, she's talking about it. Like, I was on the phone with her, she was talking about it for like 20 minutes. Like, I don't...
Just can't let it rest.
Can't let it rest, man. But, while we're here, let's go ahead and talk about this right now. Speaking of Will Smith, we got some news a few days ago stating that he is going to be resigning from the Academy over the Chris Rock Oscars backlash from the slap. This report's coming from Variety. And it states that Will Smith is facing possible expulsion or suspension after he assaulted Chris Rock during last Sunday's Oscars telecast. Has instead resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The move comes as the actor is embroiled in the gravest crisis of his career, and as the organization behind the Academy Awards has struggled in attempts to deal with the fallout from the altercation. In a statement, Smith called his actions shocking, painful, and inexcusable, and said that he will accept any additional consequences that the Academy's Board of Governors deems appropriate. So, Jay, here we go again. More backlash, more fallout, yada yada from.
That was a hell of a heading. Like,
you know me?
like, yeah,
like there's one way to put everything, but that's kind of the senses of what's been going on within the media and everything like that. People kind of blowing it up, this, that, and the third. But you and I, we talked about it last week, and you and I have talked about it a little bit off screen. The things that he's going through, I know how you feel about it, you know how I feel about it, we somewhat come from different sides, but at the same time still the same side somewhat, and the way I see it is that, and as tired as I am of talking about it, but he made a human choice and he's getting human responses. That's kind of what I'm billing it toward, because just like he's not perfect, other people aren't perfect as well. So it's kind of the way I'm looking at it.
And their responses aren't going to be perfect either.
Exactly. That's kind of. But do you find this shocking that he resigned from the academy?
I think it's damage control.
Yeah, I think so too.
PR thing.
Trying to get ahead of everything.
Yeah, it's like, what can we do to kind of limit the destruction that's going along with these actions?
Yeah.
And this is one of those things. It's like, this is a small price to pay to kind of make ourselves, or make our team look a little bit better. That's why I feel like it's going on. It's like damage control. That's just as simple as that.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that sentiment. And
like, if that's what it takes to I don't know, I guess to save some face, because like I said, I don't think this issue, like, it's one of those, it is what it is, it happened, let's move on thing, but people are not letting this.
And that's what I meant by human responses.
Like, and that's why I said, okay, now what can we do to kind of get this to end a little easier? So
yeah, and this is kind of his step of doing that. And he did come out saying that he wanted to take some of the attention off of him and put it back on the academy in order to let the academy do their jobs and get back to what they do best. And and I put that in quotations, what they do best, because we know that the Oscars is not, it has been dwindling for some years now, and but this probably definitely is the most talked about thing from the Oscars in years. I mean, Parasite winning was a big thing, but
ain't nobody give a damn about what Parasite winning. I mean, the movie I heard was good, but like, this is just, people feed off of drama and negativity.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
That's what gets talked about, and this is one of those drama negativity things, and it gives people a reason to discuss or debate, and for whatever reason, people just love that.
Which I don't
feed off of that. If it's something that creates conversation, controversy, people fall towards that. A million great things could have happened that night, which it did. A lot of great things happened that night, but that one bad thing is what overshadows it all, and we end up in this spot we're in now.
Basically, man. But yeah, so I to be honest with you, I'm tired of talking about this Will Smith stuff, man. It's tiring. It's it's kind of pointless at this point. People are going to have their opinions on it one way or another. I'll say the only good, and I use this term loosely, but the only good thing that has come out of this is all the memes that we get from it. Because my phone is filled with them. I'm not gonna lie.
I seen it. Hold on, let me see because I just saved one. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Right arm of the Fresh Prince.
Oh my God.
I wish they could see that.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
Okay, right arm of the Fresh Prince. Spellcaster, forbidden right arm sealed by magic. Whoever breaks the seal will know infinite power. And the picture of his, like, who does this?
I'm still in there.
Like, who comes up with this? But, like, yeah, the memes are hilarious.
Yeah.
The situation itself, it has to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man, because it's a bit much. It's becoming a bit much. But man, like I said, I'm tired of talking about it. But if you guys have anything that you want to add on, please, you feel free to let us know in the comments, and and let us know how you guys are feeling about it, what you guys think about Will Smith and the backlash that he's facing. And we forgot to say this up front, but please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Will Smith smacked that like button for us. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm done. Oh man, had to get it out of my system.
But for real though, if Will Smith slapped our subscribe button, our like button, man, what? But moving on, some unfortunate news. The great action star Bruce Willis announces retirement from acting due to a medical diagnosis. I believe he was diagnosed with aphasia, is what it's called.
A what?
Aphasia.
What's that?
So basically, it's a degenerative disease, kind of like Alzheimer's in a way. Basically, what they were saying that there would be times where he'd be speaking lines and then he'd just forget what was going on, what he was saying, what he was doing. There was even a point where he was speaking and then he looks up and then it was almost like he woke up, like he was like, what are we doing? What am I doing here? I know you, I know what you're doing here, but why am I here? Type of thing. It came to a point where when he would be doing movies, they would have to he would forget his lines, so he'd have to have an earpiece in his ear in order to
play back his previous lines.
Exactly, in order to say back the lines.
So they was recording movies like he was in the music studio.
Basically.
Basically.
And yeah, man, it sucks because Bruce Willis, he's one of those 80s action stars. Like, we don't have too many action stars nowadays. It's more just stars in action movies.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, we had Arnold, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world. We had the Sylvester Stallones, Bruce Willis with Die Hard. The people like that. And so seeing him go through this, man, it honestly, for me, it hurts because Die Hard is probably the first movie that I've seen. Actually, I think I actually seen Die Hard 2 first, but it was my dad who put me on. I was probably way too young to watch this movie at this time, but Die Hard 2 was the first time I had seen a Bruce Willis film. What was your first Bruce Willis movie? Can you remember?
My first Bruce Willis movie. Honestly, I don't know if I can remember. It might have been Die Hard.
Die Hard might have been your first one?
Yeah, it was probably Die Hard.
I want to say...
Well, Pulp Fiction, I watched that.
Well, yeah, but
I didn't watch that till after I had already seen Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say that was probably the first movie I seen of him.
And honestly, I think I seen Die Hard... I can't remember if it was Die Hard 2 or Die Hard 3 that I seen first. But I remember watching those movies with my dad. And I still think the first Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever. Don't at me. Mm-hmm. It takes place during Christmas. Christmas is a pivotal part of that movie. But Die Hard, Armageddon.
Sin City is a movie that I remember for whatever reason. It was one of those movies I would watch it with the family, but everybody else fell asleep during it, and I stayed up to watch it. Yeah. And I just remember that like it just came out. Yeah. I don't know why that movie is in my memory because it was black and white, but it had a little bit of color, like when someone got killed or something. You could see the blood
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sin City. It was.
Yeah, that's another iconic role for him as well.
Yeah.
And and it did it did come to a point in his career where people were kind of shitting on his career, and people felt like whenever he would be on screen, he was phoning in roles and stuff like he wasn't really there, and this, that, and the third.
I mean, if that's the condition he was in, it makes sense.
And that's what I was talking to you about earlier, is that, this makes perfect sense for the reason why. And the reason why he took as many roles as he did, and these easy cash grabs, because honestly, what else was there? What else could he do? And I'm not saying that this was the reason why, but it kind of lines up. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Lil Wayne going on that 1 year stint, or it was like a week stint of just making a bunch of music before he went to jail. Mm-hmm. He just put out a bunch of content, a bunch of movies before his condition could. Yeah.
And that's one thing that. But it seems like he has on the positive side, it seems like he has a really good foundation behind him. He has a really good support system behind him, and his family was the ones who put this information out there about him retiring. and it sucks because there's no, as far as I know, there's no treatment for this. Like I said, it's a degenerative disease. So, over time, he's just going to slowly deteriorate. Look, here I go again. The 2 episodes in a row, and I can't speak. But, man, all love and support and praise goes to Bruce Willis and his family, man. Yeah. We'll be praying for him and hope he's able to remain comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, just to move on, there's no easy way to move on from news like that, but we do want to talk a little bit about something that's going on April 6th, which is I believe April 6th, correct? For the release of
Doctor Strange tickets?
The Doctor Strange tickets, yes.
April 6th.
April 6th.
This Wednesday.
Yep, this Wednesday, April 6th, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness tickets are coming out. And I'm pretty sure I already know how you feel about this, but me personally, I'm excited.
They've changed the runtime to like 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
So a lot of people are scared about that.
And I'm hesitant to be scared because remember I told you I was scared.
I ain't scared of shit.
No. When it comes to the MCU, I'm learning that I shouldn't be scared because, they haven't. Their track record is just chef's kiss. Like, I mean, there's some bumps in the road, but in my opinion, MCU has never made a bad movie. The MCU has never made a bad movie. They have some not as great movies.
You're talking about like the Thor movies and there's some movies that didn't reach people's expectations on that level, but they were still good.
They're still good movies, and even the Thor: The Dark World, I still like. The more I go back and rewatch it, it's not as bad as I.
Ragnarok was definitely the best.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah, I was actually legitly talking to one of my coworkers today.
Yeah, that was an underrated movie. I feel like.
Yeah,
but yeah, MCU. I don't.
Yeah, and I learned that with Spider-Man, to be honest with you, because I don't know if you remember, I told you that I was kind of hesitant about Spider because there was so
like 3
much
hours and there's so much going on.
There's so much going on. How are they going to do this? How are they going to address all this stuff? But they did it flawlessly. So and that was with Sony on their back. So. Yeah. And speaking of Sony, we'll get into some of their recent works, but yeah, man, I was kind of I was worried about Spider-Man, but as of now, I don't feel skeptical of this movie at all. I feel like whatever was cut from that runtime was cut for a reason, and I feel like we will still definitely get a coherent story. What do you think?
100%. I think we'll get a legit story. It'll be a good villain. I think everything will flow perfectly. Mm-hmm. I think they'll set us up perfectly for what's to come. Because I think we're still. It's been since our last Avengers movie, 2018, since Endgame.
Was it 2018 or was it 2019?
It'd have been 2018.
2018, yeah.
It'd have been 2018 because I was still in my old job.
Yeah, Endgame was 2018.
So it'd have been 2018. So you got to think since then, we haven't had an Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. So they're still building towards something. So I feel like this is gonna be a huge fan service movie, mm-hmm. but also gonna give us leeway into what's to come in the cinematic universe. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect as far as what we're gonna see because I think we're gonna see a lot, but I think it'll all work out.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree, and my excitement. I'm trying to temper my excitement. Because I'm through the roof for excited. Because this has been one of my most anticipated for it since it's been announced. Yeah. Like ever since they announced all the weird shit that's about to go on in the MCU, I've been ecstatic. Give it all to me because there's so many ways that they can go about it, especially with the multiverse opening up and things like that. So
this is gonna be a huge movie.
Oh, it's gonna be huge. I don't care how long or short the movie.
And I'll probably see it 5 times.
Right. How many times have you seen Spider-Man now?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, I've seen it 7.
Does it? Listen now, I done seen that movie at least 10 times. Dang. Here's the thing though, because I feel your judgment. So I watched it probably 5 times in the theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it twice with people that didn't go, and I had already seen it with you like 3 times prior to that. So I've probably seen it 5 times max in the theater, and then I bought it when it came out on digital. So it's on my phone. So like I had like watch times when I would be at work, and I'm like, okay, I got 3 hours left. What a great time to just throw on Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Or like, I'm downstairs and I just wanted to see it on a bigger screen, I'll just throw on Spider-Man. So like, if I include those times, maybe I wasn't like fully paying attention to it all the way through, but just had it on the television. It's probably been about somewhere between 8 to 10.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I wasn't judging you for watching it that many times. I was just judging you because I haven't gotten an invite to watch it digitally yet.
Listen,
but
then again, it's because I have it like once I get the theater set up in the basement, then I'm gonna get I want it to be like cinematic.
You act like I care about that. I just want to watch it.
I know you don't. But I'm just saying I want the cinematic feeling.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, man. Let me get back to my spot here. Yeah, so the tickets dropped. What is that? Wednesday. They dropped Wednesday, and we actually this past week we got another quick TV spot. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I think I did.
With Wanda, like there was a scene where Wanda, Wong, and there was these like 2 demons behind them. And, it's been the common consensus that Wanda's about to be the villain, quote unquote, of this movie. But then
this part of it where you see it turn like in the previews, or it looks like she might be a villain, like because like I remember the specific quote where she looks at strangers, she's like, well, when you mess up reality and you're the hero, but when I do it, I'm the bad guy. Mm-hmm. So it almost looks like she's about to be like, well, since everybody thinking you the hero and I'm the bad guy, I might as well be the bad guy. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, man. And the reason why I bring it up is because in that trailer, she had Wong. She was standing alongside Wong, getting ready to fight somebody, and behind them were these 2 demon-like looking creatures. So it's kind of like, what in the world how is she, is she protecting something? Does she mind control Wong? Because remember, I always completely forget that she has a form of mind control.
Yeah.
So it's
the way she controlled the entire city.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, it would make sense.
So it's possible that she might be mind controlling Wong to help her fight or something like that. And so I'm curious to see where this movie is gonna go. Like I said, I'm hesitant to be worried about it, man. Even with that short runtime.
So. Yeah, I don't think it'll be jam packed with stuff like. I think it'll be jam packed. But in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. Just like, because Spider-Man was jam-packed, but in a good way. Yeah. Like, we loved everything that they brought to the table with that. So, yeah, tickets come out Wednesday. Oh, and I think that we're possibly going to get another trailer as well.
Another one?
Yeah, because usually they do a, tickets on sale now type of trailer.
I remember because they did that with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yes, they've done it with just about every movie. So I won't be surprised if we get another trailer. I hope they don't show too much, especially with the runtime only being.
MCU ain't gonna show too much. And anything that they do show is probably gonna be fabricated.
Yeah, true. Because you can't believe anything that's in their trailer.
Yeah, you can't believe anything. They're gonna show something that's gonna look like it's just Doctor Strange in there, but when you're gonna watch the movie, it's gonna be Wolverine in there or something.
Mm-hmm. Like, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. I agree. So, but on that note, sticking with then the MCU, we had a little show drop last week by the name of Moon Knight. Starring Oscar Isaac as the titular character. We have Ethan Hawke playing the villain, and which is surprising because I don't know if you remember this, but about a year or 2 ago he came out saying that comic book movies are killing the movie industry, basically.
I do remember hearing that. Yeah, I didn't know that was him that said it.
Yeah, it was him who said it. So
that was before he got that Marvel contract. Then he
that's
was like,
what it was.
Know what? These comic book movies ain't that bad. that money will change your mind.
That's exactly what it was. So, But what are you thinking about Moon Knight so far, man? Just your overall thoughts. And we might get into a little bit of spoilers, guys, but we'll let you guys know when and if we make that change.
I think it's starting off on a good note. I feel like it's a character that not a lot of people are used to. I mean, outside of nerds, not many people know who Moon Knight is.
No,
and I think this is a great way to introduce that character into the Marvel universe. So far, it's looking like it's going to be something great. From the point of the look. I know they I'm not gonna get into like what they showed or when they showed it, but from what we did see, I thought it looked excellent. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be one of the better shows of the Marvel shows that have come out.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean,
yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I'm enjoying it so far. Just from what we've seen. It looks like it might be able to rival Loki and WandaVision. Those are like my top two shows right now. But I kind of flip flop depending on which one I'm watching. I think I like Loki just a little bit better because it stuck the ground, stuck the landing a little bit more in the end. But I can definitely see that this show, it's definitely going to be more brutal. It's definitely going to be a lot more bloody, just based off of some of the things that we've seen. And I will say, a slight spoiler, but you don't get a lot of Moon Knight, and it's mostly what's his name? I can't even think of it. Steven. Yeah, it's mostly Steven. And Stephen Grant, that's what it is. It's mostly Stephen just kind of walking around trying to figure out what's going on with him, and because it opens up with him being we first meet his character, chained to his bed and with sand surrounding it, because he speaks on it like he later on in the show, speaking now, he feels like his body just wants to get up and wander at night, and we all know why that is, but he still doesn't know why that is. So I'm definitely enjoying this show so far. There were a couple of points in the show where the CGI got a little wonky, but it definitely didn't throw me off of the show. It didn't take me out of the show because of the things that were going on around it. Specifically, that car chase was pretty
I know when you
amazing.
mentioned that to me previously, I knew exactly what you were talking about as I seen it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I didn't think too much of that.
Yeah, it doesn't really take you out, because it's still, the story is still there. You know what I'm saying? And, you kind of expect a little bit more when it comes from Disney, but at the same time, I'm
excited to see him more in that fit, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can't wait, man.
Yeah. I can't see more of that. Oh, man, that's going to be great.
I'm excited. I'm just excited for this more mystical realm that we're going into with the MCU because, with Doctor Strange, we got Moon Knight. There's a Werewolf by Night holiday special coming, I think, at the end of the year. We got Blade coming. We have what was set up in Eternals with the Ebony Blade and Kit Harington's character. His name is escaping me right now. No, not him. Why can't I think of his name? It's not the Dark Knight. We haven't seen him in character yet. It was the guy that Blade was talking to at the end of the movie. But I'm excited for this mystical stuff, man. I'm ready for this weird shit to go down in the MCU because, like we said before, I don't think they miss. You don't think they missed yet, and so I think we got a long way to go, man. So I think that's good enough for Moon Knight. What do you think? Anything else that you want to speak on about it?
I think we'll just wait to see what episode 2 brings, but I definitely recommend going to check that out.
Most definitely.
If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's on Disney Plus.
Come back and let us know what you guys think. You said
what day does it stream?
Wednesday. Wednesday morning for us on the East Coast. Wednesday night, technically, for the West Coast. You lucky bastards. You don't got to wake up at 3 a.m. just to watch a show like I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it in regular people time.
Oh man, but hey, it is what it is. But for our last subject of the day, we want to give you guys. We got a chance to check out. We got a chance to check out Morbius last week, and we wanted to give you guys a little brief review of that. And let's just say that there was a movie within this movie. There was probably a decent movie within this just okay movie, in my opinion. But Jason, just your quick thoughts on Morbius. What'd you think, man?
I thought it was better than some other projects. I won't name names, but I thought it was better than some other projects.
Go ahead and name them. Bro. Venom wanted to just you can just lump them together.
I definitely thought it was better than Venom. A lot of people were like saying it's like the worst movie ever. I'm like, nah, it definitely wasn't the worst movie ever.
It's not as bad as people are making it seem.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Like I
think because they weren't interested in. I don't know. Maybe there wasn't much interest in a character like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. I mean, not to go too much into detail in the movie, of course. I thought the villain portion of it was underwhelming, but it was still entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And a good character to introduce, I feel like, into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, and surprisingly, this might be one of my favorite Jared Leto roles for him specifically. Obviously we got him as Pablo in House of Gucci, but as said before, we never got a chance to finish that movie. So,
I mean, there's always those thoughts that are just like, if only Marvel Studios had all the rights to all these characters.
Oh man!
And they could just make them under Marvel Studios 100% and not just in association with.
Mm-hmm.
Then we probably would get different products because we're going off of what Sony produces. And like I said, I don't believe it was a bad movie. It definitely could have been better in some aspects, but it's something. I think it's a good character to introduce.
Yeah, and my biggest thing with this movie is that you could tell that because again, this movie was originally filmed 3 years ago. That's before Spider-Man. But I feel like once they, and remember, it got pushed. This movie has been pushed since its original release date a bunch of times, especially since Spider-Man. I think it got pushed twice since Spider-Man came out. And I think you could tell that in this movie that there was, what I mean by saying there was a decent movie within this just okay movie is that you could tell that they chopped a lot of stuff out to try and make it fit around what everybody was talking about with No Way Home. Like, because once No Way Home came out, I feel like Sony looked at that and was like, oh, okay, so we can incorporate this, and this to make it seem like, this is the next big step in the I forget what they call their Sony Spider-Man universe, but it was something stupid apparently, but it was like Spunk or something like that. Sony Pictures of something, but
the way I look at it, it's like this. You got a music album. Like, you think of an album that you like.
Mm-hmm.
That album is MCU.
Yeah.
MCU's album. The Sony movies are like songs on the album that you might like. I heard it. It wasn't that bad of a song, but it's on the album that I like. I like the album, but there's some songs that I might skip over a couple times. I might listen to it, but it's just it ain't my favorite song on the album. That's just the way I see like these Sony movies. Like, they're just pieces of it.
I see where you're going with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a weird way, it's pieces of it, but there's a bigger picture that we're more focused on.
Yeah.
And, I just don't think these movies aren't to be looked at in those ways. Like, I don't think anybody expected Morbius to be a Marvel character that was going to be like an Iron Man or a Thor. Or nothing big like that. Like, that's what we have the Doctor Strange or the Spider-Man movies for. That's what we have those MCU projects for, and it's just like these seem more. I mean, obviously they're trying to incorporate it in the MCU, but I feel like they're more better standalone movies. Like, you just watch it, you're entertained, and that's it.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
Yeah, but my thing is that when they try and do this shared universe thing, man, and it just doesn't go the way that. Like I just don't understand what they're doing over at Sony, man. Like without Marvel stuff, like I feel like they're
getting some help from them, but not the
only
help that they need.
Sony movies, like so what it is that I think it did come out that Marvel did give them suggestions on where they went, but obviously they didn't take that advice and they went their own route with this movie. And like I said, there was a decent movie within this just okay movie, and I think the movie from the beginning to up to a certain point when Morbius finally gets his powers is kind of when once he starts getting his powers is when the pacing and everything I started noticing issues with the movie. And then it was when the villain was introduced as the villain is when I was like, okay, this is starting to lose me now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But and this is where I want to get into spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen Morbius, please, go ahead and hit pause, go check it out, come back and let us know what you guys think. You have now gotten your spoiler warning. I'll give you 2 seconds to head out now or skip ahead. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that post-credit scene, Jason, makes absolutely no sense, and this is where I'm saying that where they took a movie, they cut it, and it was like, okay, and then they seen Spider-Man, and they were like, oh, okay, we need to do something with this and see how we can set something up around this, because it goes against anything that has been set up before. You get Adrian Toomes, who in the first like post credit scene, Adrian Toomes is you see these rifts in the sky, and Adrian Toomes all of a sudden appears in the jail cell, and he has to be released because he hasn't done anything in this universe. Like, there's no record of him doing anything, and then all of a sudden he shows up. To meet Michael Morbius, and he's like, hey, we should do some good. We should go after Spider-Man or something like that. And Morbius was like, I'm interested. And then there was the.
I guess that's where the director said that there's supposed to be a Spider-Man, and the Spider-Man that this is going to be is probably not going to be Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's probably going to end up being like Andrew Garfield or something, or whoever else they want to incorporate.
Yeah. But my thing is that whatever this Sinister Six that they're trying to set up, and my biggest thing about Sony is that you're making these anti-heroes, or these good guys. I don't even see Morbius as an anti-hero. I see him as a hero that just lost control at one point.
He fought Spider-Man in the comics, though.
And that's in the comics, but I'm talking about what they've set up in the movies. Yeah. In the movie, they set him up as a hero. So all of a sudden in the post-credit scene, unless Spider-Man is the bad guy, what are you guys going to do? And then who am I supposed to root for? Because you got Spider-Man, and then you're making all these villain movies to make me sympathetic towards the villains. And it's like, okay, do I go for these sympathetic villains?
Man, if they made a Thanos movie, you'd be on Thanos' side.
Yeah,
If they make any villain, you're going to be on the villain side, because they're going to have to tell a story about a villain that makes you
Which I understand that, but at least Thanos was still a villain.
But he ain't have a movie either.
He didn't. But even still, what would they have done? Made a movie about him wanting to commit mass genocide on planet Titan? That's a villain move, dog.
Him growing up, yeah.
That's a villain move, regardless. So I'm not about to rock with like genocide is not good.
Maybe he was treated bad as a kid, man. He's doing it better for his world. That's all it is.
I guess, man.
It's really a love story.
If you say so.
Shout out to Thanos.
But man, yeah, I'm just confused on where we're gonna go with that, where they're gonna go with that story, and how I can incorporate it into a Sinister Six film, it seems like that's the way we're going. And then again, how does Adrian Toomes have his Vulture tech already? Like, because remember, his Vulture tech was originally in Homecoming was made of Chitauri technology that was left over from the Battle of New York. In this universe, there was no Battle of New York, no Chitauri, so he just had it out of nowhere.
I think you asking questions that is something that should be explained in a separate movie.
I hope so.
Because you're going off of, we got 2 minutes of a credit scene and we're asking all these questions. How did he get here? How did he do this? How did he do this? But what about this? How's he doing this? We don't have any idea. What the fuck is
Okay, well, exclude all that. No matter what, at the end of the day, Morbius was set up as a good guy who just lost control at one point. Correct? Am I wrong about that? And then next thing I know, in the post-credit scene, it sounds like you guys are trying to turn him into a villain.
He just said, I'm listening. That's all he said. We don't know what's about to happen.
I guess, man.
He didn't say he was going to join the Sinister. He didn't say, here's the Sinister Six. That's what I'm trying to do. Join me and die. And then Morbius is like, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
I guess.
We don't know.
But look, okay, so Adrian Toomes Vulture, I think when we left him off in Homecoming, people were asking for Peter's secret identity and things like that, and he was like, no, I'm not about to give him up. Now, granted, we don't know what he was going to do with that information whenever he decided to get out of prison, but you know, he still kind of stood up for Peter in that situation, you know. And then we have Venom, who is an anti-hero, but he's looking to do good. Why would he join up on the Sinister Six? Again, unless the Sinister Six are the truly good guys in this universe and we all of a sudden get an evil Spider-Man.
I mean,
now, if they went like
symbiote was definitely going away towards Eddie Brock, so maybe it might find its way to some other host and become more...
It's possible. We might get a Flash Thompson Venom, Agent Venom, in the movies one day, I guess, but
it's really hard to say. Like, that's why I try not to dive too much into the reasoning behind stuff until they give us something else. Mm-hmm. But if they end it right there and it's just Morbius and that's it, then I probably start asking those questions like, what's the point of even showing us if they're not going to continue it? But I feel like, you know, those, they give you a little bit and they give you, you know, you start questioning it, and then, you know, that's something that they should provide answers for when they come out with that said film, whenever that might be.
Right.
That's how I try to look at it, because asking too many questions, you ain't gonna really know what's going on.
Yeah, well, you know me, I always gotta ask questions about every little thing. Yeah. Like I see plot holes and I'm ready to dive down them. So, but any other thoughts on Morbius, man? The cast, the plot, anything.
I
the
thought
cinematography.
Jared Leto did good as Morbius. I like the character of Morbius himself. I thought he was excellent. Villain, yeah. His assistant. I don't know her name, but listen, I love her.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will say that's one thing I'm excited for, even though once again we get this end of this one of these Sony movies where somebody gets powers out of nowhere and it's not explained. I mean, this one you can kind of explain it a little bit more. He's a vampire.
Yeah, I'm about to say, simpler than that. You just bit her on the neck. She turns into one of them.
Yeah, I guess, you know, and it looked like she drank some of his blood as well when she bit his lip. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see, man, But on that note, I think we're in a good spot to wrap it up, man. You got anything else you want to say to the people?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Once again, and I apologize. We had some technical difficulties, so this did turn into an audio only episode, but you know, quality is still here, and that's what we're focusing on. So if anything, it is just about to make my job easier editing all this. So on that note, once again, please let us know how you feel about all these topics today, and you know, and reach out to us. As always, we want to hear from you guys more. We got a few things in the works, you know, trying to build on some things. We got some anime reviews coming. We have a possible new show in the works. And also we will start clipping out some of these, some portions of the episodes as well, so that way you guys can kind of just see if the long form version isn't for you per se, the clip outs will, I think, draw a little bit more of attention. So On that note, Jason, anything else you want to say? I know I just asked that question, but just in case anything just came across your mind real quick.
No.
No, we're good?
Unless you got the act for that co-star that was in Morbius. Then, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, guys, on that note, I am your host, Daryl Stokes, with my co-host here, Jason Strange, and that is a wrap on episode 5. We appreciate you guys coming out. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Much love.
Much love and peace out. We are out of here.